It sure is. And as the Bond empire enters its 7th decade, one man is credited with kickstarting its success, the original 007, Sir Sean Connery.
And a special honour has been arranged to commemorate the acting legend's life, something entirely suitable for such a proud Scotsman, as Jennifer Keogh finds out.
Scotland and tartan go hand in hand. Different versions of the textile have existed for centuries. You could say there's nothing more Scottish. Well, perhaps there is. Sir Sean Connery.
He's known as one of Scotland's finest actors, celebrated around the world and globally loved. Despite all that adulation though,
he was a proud Scot, and that meant he was often seen wearing a traditional tartan kilt. Sadly, Sir Sean died in October last year, and although there's been many great performances in a career spanning 50 years,
it seemed only right that a tribute should be created for Sean and his family to commemorate his love for Scotland. And what better way to do it than create his own specially designed, unique tartan.
And it's been made here, at Loch Carron in Selkirk. Designer Mark Gibson had the initial idea to create a unique pattern for the tartan.
So Mark, you are the brains behind the brand new Connery tartan. How did you come up with this brand new design?
Well, I've met Sean a few times and I've always respected him. I wanted to do something to remember him by.
What other inspiration did you take to create this tartan?
For it to be registered, it has to be unique, so it has to be completely different from any tartan that has gone before.
Which must be quite difficult because there's so many tartans.
Yeah, he liked tartan. He wore kilts a lot. I kind of knew what he looked good in.
Yeah.
And
everything, probably.
Yes.
I feel as if there's so many incredible tartans that already exist. How do you make a brand new tartan?
I came up with several designs. The Connerys family were involved with it, and there's a few tweaks they wanted. The design was based on colours that were from the flags where he spent most of his time. Every tartan has a story.
Could you see James Bond in a Sir Sean Connery tartan?
One of the films was Never Say Never, so who knows.
With the design complete, it's operations manager Anna Hinnigan's responsibility to get it made.
How do you get from that perfectly bald yarn to tartan? Talk me through the process.
Okay, so we take our yarn.
Yes.
And the guys in the yarn store, they line all the yarns up on the creel in the right order, so that all the threads are in the correct order for the warp, going through your woven cloth. The loom weaves the weft threads across the warp threads to create the final cloth.
Sir Sean Connery commemorative tartan has gone through this mill.
It's gone through that process, yeah. This is the tartan.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It does look fantastic.
So it has to be checked for any flaws in the cloth before we then send it to be washed at wet finishing.
I mean, it looks good on the table.
It looks great.
But I think it looks better as an outfit.
I think so. Should we do something?
Let's do it. Let's make it happen. And voila, the perfect sash.
The Connery tartan was unveiled at the recent Dress to Kilt fashion show in New York, an event that for many years has helped to promote Scottish heritage and which Sir Sean pioneered. This year, his granddaughters Natasha and Samara have honoured him by wearing the new design on the catwalk.
It means a lot because Scotland was so important to my grandfather. So it incorporates red for France, yellow for the Bahamas, and blue for Scotland. He always wore his kilt, even sometimes in the Bahamas. So I think he would have loved to have it and have worn it himself.
Back in the UK, fellow granddaughter Saskia gets to see the tartan she helped design for the first time.
I think seeing my sisters wear it on the catwalk in New York and represent a cause that my grandfather started was a beautiful thing for them to have done. It's very emotional to really see it in person. His kilts used to hang in his closet and I would always be in there as a child. I think my grandfather would have been honored and humbled to have a tartan design made after him. I think he would be very moved by it.
And we were all moved by that as well.
Yeah.
How special. But